Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AG Anime, the show where we dive deep into the secrets and mysteries of One Piece, the epic manga and anime series created by Eiichiro Oda. In today's video, I have some mind-blowing news for you. Luffy's devil fruit is not what you think it is. Yes, you've heard me right. Luffy did not eat the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the rubber fruit. He actually ate the hito no Mi, model Nika, the human fruit that allows him to transform into the legendary Sun God Nika. This is a huge revelation that changes everything we know about Luffy and his destiny. And guess what? Oda has been dropping hints about this since the very beginning of the story. There is so much more to Luffy's devil fruit than meets the eye. In this video, we are going to answer some burning questions, such as: who is Sun God Nika, and why is he so important? Why is the world government terrified of this fruit and its user? Why did Shanks risk his life to steal it from an enemy ship? And what is the connection between Luffy, JOYBOY, the Will of D, and the Void Century? But before we get into that, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you won't miss any of my future videos. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Now let's start with the name of Luffy's devil fruit. Hito no Mi, model Nika. This is a mythical Zoan type fruit that grants the user the ability to transform into a specific human or a personification of a concept. We have seen other examples of this type of fruit in the series, such as Chopper's hito no Mi, which lets him turn into a generic human or a hybrid form. Sengoku's hito no Mi, model Daibutsu, which lets him turn into a giant golden Buddha. And Onimaru's hito no Mi, model Anudo, which lets him turn into a large monk yokai. In Luffy's case, his fruit lets him turn into Sun God Nika, a mythical figure who is revered by many people in the world of One Piece. However, because Nika also gives his user a body made of rubber as a side effect, Luffy never realized his true potential and believed that he only had the power of rubber. He was also misled by Shanks, who told him that he ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi when he was a kid. Luffy was too naive and clueless to question this or notice any inconsistencies in his abilities. You might be wondering, how do people know the name of their devil fruit when they eat it? Well, they don't. They only figure out the name by experimenting with their power and finding out what it does. For example, Kaku from CP9 learned that he ate the Ushi no Mi, model giraffe, after he turned into a giraffe for the first time. He didn't know that beforehand, so it's not impossible for Luffy to be mistaken about his devil fruit name. He just assumed that it was called Gomu Gomu no Mi because it made him stretchy like rubber. But that's not all there is to it. His fruit actually gives him much more than that. It gives him the power of Sun God Nika. This brings us to, who is Nika? The mystery of Nika has been haunting the readers of One Piece for a while. Who is this legendary figure who inspired hope and courage in the hearts of the oppressed? How is he connected to the history of the world and the Will of D? We first heard about Nika from Husu, a former CP9 agent who fought against Jinbai in Chapter 1018. He revealed that he had learned about Nika from a guard when he was imprisoned under Marijoi's for losing Luffy's devil fruit to Shanks. The guard told him that Nika was a brave and generous hero who befriended the slaves and promised to liberate them from their tyrannical masters. He also said that Nika would bring smiles to their faces and make them happy again. Husu was intrigued by this legend and started praying for Nika to come and save him from his misery. However, one day, the guard who told him the story vanished without a trace. Husu suspected that the world government had silenced him for spreading the forbidden legend. He realized that he was in grave danger and decided to escape from his prison before it was too late. Husu's story shows us how much the world government fears Nika and his name. They are willing to chill anyone who dares to mention him or even hear about him. They want to erase him from history and memory. But why are they so afraid of him? What did he do that made them tremble? Perhaps we can find some clues from another character who shares some similarities with Nika, Fisher Tiger. Fisher Tiger was a fisherman who explored the surface world and was captured by the celestial dragons. He was enslaved and tortured in Morichua until he managed to break free and return to Fishman Island. but he was not satisfied with his own freedom. He wanted to free all the other slaves who were still suffering under the celestial dragons. So he climbed the red line with his bare hands and attacked Marijois, releasing hundreds of slaves from different races and backgrounds. He did not discriminate between humans and fishmen. He treated them all as his friends. He brought smiles to their faces and made them happy again. He also changed the mark of slavery on their backs into a sun, symbolizing freedom and hope. He then formed the Sun Pirates, a crew of former slaves who fought against the world government and their oppression. He told his comrades that their goal was not revenge or violence, but liberation and justice. Do you guys see the incredible connection here? It's like a symphony of fate weaving through the One Piece world. Think about Fisher Tiger. He was shackled as a slave in the heart of Marijoy, just like Who's Who. But what's mind-blowing is that instead of succumbing to despair, Fisher Tiger embraced the legend of Sun God Nika. He channeled that legend's spirit, its promise of liberation, and he founded the Sun Pirates, the embodiment of that very deity. Can you believe it? Fisher Tiger, this defiant soul, learned of Nika's legacy during his captivity, and it ignited a fire within him. He emerged from the depths of suffering as a true liberator, just like the sun god himself. Picture this: Moose, an ancient Shandia, once spoke of meeting the sun god after her sacrifice. The Shandians revered the serpent Kashigani as the god of sun, preserving the essence of the legend through generations. That concept, hidden from the world government's grasp, could well have roots in the enigmatic ancient kingdom where JOYBOY, the wielder of Nika's devil fruit, held sway. Now, jump to the bonfire celebration in Skypiea. Did you catch Wiper's reaction when he saw Luffy dancing? It's like a page from the myth of Sun God Nika. And guess what? Luffy played out that very legend by liberating Skypiea. Enel's reign over the people was shattered by Luffy's actions as he rekindled the flames of freedom. Even the ringing of the Bell of Jaya resonated with this theme, a sound of liberation echoing through the ages. Oda's brilliance knows no bounds. Parallels and symbolism intertwine in every corner of the story, a tapestry of meaning that's almost too deep to fathom in one video. If you're as intrigued as I am, hit that like button and let's unravel this mystery together. The sun is a symbol of freedom and joy in the world of One Piece. It shines on everyone equally, regardless of their race, status, or beliefs. Many people look up to the sun as a source of hope and inspiration, especially those who are oppressed by the dark forces of the world government. But who is the one who embodies the sun's power and will? The answer is Nika, the legendary hero who is said to bring light and happiness to the world. Nika is not just a myth, but a real person who lived in the ancient past. He was also known as JOYBOY, the leader of the ancient kingdom that fought against the world government in the Void Century. JOYBOY had a grand vision of uniting the world under one sun, and he had the means to achieve it. He possessed one of the most powerful devil fruits, the Nika fruit like Luffy, as he also had the support of the ancient weapons, such as Poseidon, who could command the Sea Kings, and Pluton, who could destroy islands with a single shot. JOYBOY was on the verge of fulfilling his dream, but he faced a formidable enemy, Ame-sama, the secret ruler of the world government. Ame-sama also had the Ope-Ope no Mi, but he used it for evil purposes. He obtained immortality by sacrificing another user of the fruit, and he manipulated the world from behind the scenes. He deceived and betrayed JOYBOY's allies, such as Zunisha, the giant elephant who carries Zoo on its back. He also created the Red Line, a massive wall that divides the world into 4 seas, preventing people from traveling freely. He crushed JOYBOY's rebellion and took his throne, becoming the most powerful and feared person in history. But JOYBOY did not give up hope. He left behind a message for his successors, who would inherit his will and carry on his legacy. He promised that one day, someone would come to fulfill his promise and bring freedom to the world. That someone is Luffy, the boy with a straw hat and a rubber body. Luffy is not an ordinary pirate, but a chosen one who has the power to change fate. He has a special bond with Shirahoshi, the current Poseidon, who can communicate with the Sea Kings. He also has allies from all over the world who share his dream of finding One Piece, the ultimate treasure that JOYBOY left behind. Luffy is destined to meet Ame-sama in a final battle that will decide the fate of the world. Will he be able to overcome Imasama's power and cunning? Will he be able to break down the red line and create all blue, a sea where all fish can live together? Will he be able to fulfill JOYBOY's promise and bring light and joy to everyone? The answer lies in the prophecy that was foretold by Madame Shirley and the Sea Kings. They are among those who can see into the future and know what awaits Luffy and his friends. They know that Luffy is not just a pirate, but a weaver of an unwoven chain of destiny. Alright, folks, brace yourselves because we're about to uncover a mind-bending twist in the One Piece saga. We're delving deep into the very threads of fate that have been woven throughout this epic tale. Imagine this, the concept of JOYBOY's reincarnation has been whispered across time, resonating with various souls who held their own shards of this enigmatic puzzle. Let's break it down further. Take a look at the likes of Kaido and King. They knew of JOYBOY's existence. Heck, Kaido even thought he might be the chosen one. But here's the kicker. Their insight wasn't as crystal clear as the Sea King's prophecy. There's a tantalizing web of information floating out there, scattered among those who weren't on Roger's ship. Think about it. Shanks, for instance. He soaked up knowledge from the legendary Rayleigh, yet he wasn't driven to be the Pirate King. No, Shanks had a different calling, to be a bridge, a mediator, honoring Roger's legacy and waiting for that. Oh, you know the prophesied child. Now, I get it, I really do. Some of you might be raising an eyebrow at the idea of Luffy as a prophesied child, something special. But hey folks, he's our central character, that magnetic force driving this entire narrative. So let's drop the skepticism for a moment and ride this wave of destiny with our rubbery hero. Trust me, it's worth it. Now, hold on to your hats, because we're diving even deeper into this rabbit hole. There's one intriguing figure who seemed to hold the key to JOYBOY's essence and his devil fruit. None other than the genius, Dr. Vegapunk. Picture this. The good doctor stumbles upon JOYBOY's fruit and has a hunch it's the key to unraveling the mysteries of all devil fruits. Sounds wild, right? But hold up, I've got an ace up my sleeve. Let's talk about Vegapunk's game-changing blueprint. Merging devil fruits with inanimate objects. See that mesmerizing swirl pattern on the fruit, labeled hito hito, know me? That ain't your regular fruit, my friends. It's got a personality, a will of its own. When fused with non-living stuff, it springs to life. A creation fueled by the fruit's very essence. Mind-blowing, isn't it? But here's where I need your thoughts. Are you on board with the idea of Luffy as the prophesied child? Do you see Vegapunk's connection to JOYBOY's legacy? Share your epic theories in the comments below. Let's ignite this discussion. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, folks. We're about to shatter some One Piece truths, and we want you right there with us on this exhilarating voyage of discovery. Have you ever wondered how life became a fruit that keeps coming back after death? Well, Vegapunk, the genius scientist who used to work for MAD, had some clues. He studied how humans and devil fruits work, and how to mess with their genes. He tried to make his own devil fruits, like the dragon ones he gave to Momonosuke and Kaido. But what he really wanted was to create the Nika fruit, the ultimate fruit that would make everyone happy and laugh. That's why he experimented on Kaido, who thought he was the chosen one, the JOYBOY. But Kaido was wrong, and so was Luffy, according to him. Vegapunk also made a mistake when he threw away Momonosuke's fruit, thinking it was a failure. But later we see that Momonosuke can do amazing things with his dragon power, like lifting an island with clouds. He might be closer to JOYBOY than anyone else. And speaking of JOYBOY, everyone seems to want a piece of him. Kaido wants to find him among his army of animal freaks. Big Mom wants to make him part of her creepy family. Blackbeard wants to rule over him in his pirate paradise. But they are all missing something. They have a vision of JOYBOY, but not the whole picture. They are like Fisher Tiger, who wanted to free the slaves but hated the humans. Their dreams are flawed. They need someone who can see the bigger picture, someone who can bring joy to the world. That's it. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about One Piece, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. We upload weekly reviews, theories, and discussions about One Piece and other manga. You can also leave a comment below and share your thoughts with us. We would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.